Is the Dominican Republic still an ideal place for expats? Join me as we dive in. Stay tuned. We're going to really get into the real issues in Dominican Republic right now for expats. And I'm not going to leave anything. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. And here goes. Here are 6 reasons why 2025 might not necessarily be a great year for expats moving to Dominican Republic. Now, you know that the Dominican Republic has always been one of the go-to places to retire or set up living in the Dominican Republic. One, mainly because it's so close to the US. If you're coming from Florida, it's an hour and a half. If you're coming from anywhere on the East Coast, like New York, it's about 3 hours. It's not terribly expensive to get here by plane, and it's pretty close that you can get back to the States if you have any sort of emergency. But as we know, we came out of the pandemic and a lot of things have changed since then. So we're going to get into the six reasons why I asked that question. Is Dominican Republic still considered a paradise to most expats? Number 1 is, of course, the economy. The economy it's number 1 just about everywhere, whether you're first world or you're third world. Lots of things have changed. Prices have gone up. I know in the US, the last time I was there, eggs were like $7. I think it's even more now. I'm not sure. I haven't been there in about 6 months. But the economy has changed. Prices here are more expensive for apartments. You can get an apartment. You could about $300. I'm not saying that you can't, but you could apartment here for about $300 and you get a nice apartment. Of course, it all depends on where, but now that 300 is about 5. So everything has gone up significantly. And when we first moved here in 2018, I came here for the first time. Not the first time, but decided I was going to rent an apartment. And I got a 2-bedroom, 2-bath with a pool for $350, fully furnished. The last time I spoke to someone who's in that building, that community, that same apartment was now at about $450, which is still a bad deal. But generally, lots have changed. Now we get into the six changes, and DR is a beautiful country. It is lush, it's full of greenery. You can go up to the mountains, you can go up to Harabacoa. I have a difficult time saying that. And you can get mountains and cool breeze, and it's just a different environment. And then you can come down to the North Coast. You can come to Punta Cana. There's so many beautiful beaches. You can go to, I think it's Confresi, where they've actually snow at times. So the temperature varies. We have our spring season, summer season, or rainy season. Where I'm living now in Puerto Plata, it gets cool nights. I mean, literally, I pull out the blanket. So not just hot all year round. The temperature does vary. Now, different areas, you're gonna find different prices. I just recently moved into this apartment, and it's 3 bedrooms, 2 bath. It was not furnished because I now have my furniture, so I don't rent furnished places. When you rented a furnished place, a lot of expats came here until they decided what they wanted to do. They either rented an Airbnb or they rented a furnished apartment. And it's relatively inexpensive. Actually, it was expected to rent something that's furnished because you never know you're going to stay. You never know if that's the area you're going to like. You never know if you want to invest in furniture. So we're living over here in Puerto Plata, and I love my apartment. It's brand new. And as a matter of fact, if you hear any noise in the background, they're still doing work. So it's brand new. It's 3 bedrooms, 2 bath, and we have a pool. It's pretty close to the center of town, and close enough to get to Santiago. We're close to the airport, and I like it here. I like it here, and it's $600. I think that a deal. This apartment should be a lot, in my opinion, but I'm not gonna tell the landlord. So we paid 1 month's rent, 1 month's security to move in, and then we got our light company is Puerto Plata Electricity. It's a private company. It's not Puerto Plata Electricidad. It's not Eden Norte. I'm sorry. We had to pay $200 deposit. We'll get back when we do move. And we have, I forgot who we have. And gas, of course. We have a tank, and mostly everybody here uses gas. And I think it was like 200 pesos to fill up that much. And the gas lasts us about months. At least when we were leaving our other apartment, we had that gas tank. And my husband cooks. I don't cook. He cooks. And that gas had lasted us for about 2 months. So it's not that expensive. The most expensive utility bill you're gonna have here, I can tell you, is your light bill. I'm sorry, my other phone is going out. So the light is can be an issue. You have to watch it. We had to pay our first light bill in the other apartment, which was smaller than this. We had to pay, our bill was like $300, and we were like, look, our light bill shouldn't be that high. We had one air conditioner, because I'm not an air conditioner person. I love fresh air and I love fans. So I'll put the air conditioner on, I'll circulate it with the fan, and that's fine for me. I love to open up the windows. Now when it's super, super hot, I will definitely put the fan on. But we had only, that first bill, we had only been there 1 month, and it was $300. It was, so of course we went, my husband went, he contested it, and they came out and they looked to see how many appliances we had and all that stuff. And then they actually lowered it. They lowered the next month, and they gave us a credit. Now, when we were moving, we wanted our money back, because our bill was only like from 45 to 300, a lot. And they said they don't refund money, so we just transferred the credit to my son's mom, so to my husband's mom. So, but just to let you know, if you ever run into it like that, always contest it, because sometimes they overcharge you. Okay, so that's the main. Things have gone up, prices have changed, food is a little bit more expensive. If you're an expat and you like certain things, you're gonna want to go to, if you're in Puerto Plata, you're gonna want to go to La Serena. There's a few more, but those were the main ones. Or if you're in Cabarete or Sosua, it's gonna be like Polo. It's gonna be Polo, because the other supermarket was just La Serena. So yeah, but they have pretty much a lot of stuff that we're accustomed to eating. A lot of imports. Now, if you want to shop locally, you can go to the market. We've gone to the market like on a Sunday. We buy all fruits and vegetables. You get rice. You get some stuff there, and it's fresh, really fresh. It's a big outdoor. Spend like maybe 1,000 pesos, which is about $1. And believe me, I end up throwing stuff away. I don't buy that much. I only buy what I know I can eat. If you want to buy the colmados, if you're in a local area, you can just do the colmado, which is like a corner store. And they everything that, that the locals like, the stuff that you'll find, but it's a lot cheaper than like Jumbo. Jumbo is like, I would say Jumbo is like Target, Target with supermarket side. Serena is like a Walmart, but I would say a lot cleaner. But La Serena is really owned by Walmart, so I don't know. I have to do my research on that. So okay, so we're gonna go into our next piece to see if things have changed since 2000. It was a pandemic, 21, 22. So number 2. So picking up where we left off a minute ago, that was number 5, and in conclusion, that was just about community. Now, one more thing, number 6, it is all about sustainability. Now, a lot of expats Notice there's been a lot of talk about organic, eating organic. Well, to me, here is pretty much organic. It's nothing like you have to go looking for organic food. It's pretty much good, good food. Sustainability. There's a eco type of living. I noticed they're using more panels. There's a lot of eco lodges being developed. There's just more say people are just aware of the environment, one thing Dominican Republic, as you know, in certain areas, I haven't been everywhere. Sometimes there can be a garbage problem, like really. Like some neighborhoods you go and there's like garbage everywhere. And I know where I used to live, they used to burn the garbage. It was really hard on your throat, on your nose. I don't know. I think there are dumps here. I know there are because we've passed one or two. But the garbage is a problem. And just getting a garbage bin, the blue bins, you live somewhere and they're telling you that you have to find your own bin. Well, thank God where I am now, and then you have to worry about taking the bin. So where I am now, they have a room where you can go and you put your garbage in. It's locked, so you don't have the garbage spilling out all over the place. And I lived in a pretty nice neighborhood. It was an area called Torre Alta a few years ago. It's very nice, and that was one of the major things. It's like the garbage, you'd be coming down the street homes and there's garbage everywhere. And then of course, if there's garbage, there's rats and bugs and stuff. So I know there's a big problem here with garbage. So I believe, as we go, we are contributing to the economy and certain things that we're accustomed to. Like I wasn't accustomed to seeing garbage everywhere on the corner, like come and throw the garbage, and I'm like, this is horrible. So we can do better, and yeah, they're talking that. I don't know if it affects DR. I know this last year we had something that was just something that I've never seen since I've been coming here is rain. It rained for about 3 months. When I say it rained consistently, like every day, I think when we got daybreak, it was like, oh my God, there's no rain. Hopefully keep your fingers crossed because you could speak and then there comes. And then because there was so much rain, and this was on the North Coast, we had mudslides. So that was also treacherous, and then, of course, with the rain, the mudslides, you have accidents, you have big potholes, like big gaping potholes. I saw two on the way to one on the Carib bus station and one before you got to Sasua. So yeah, and it'll still be months later, or they'll fix it and then it'll reopen again. There was a lot of flooding. There was so much flooding. My husband's grandma, her house was totally flooded. She had to leave it. She had to get a dehumidifier to take out the water. It was a big mess. She's finally now back in her home, but had to build up the walls to keep the water out. And then they had to make sort of like a diversion to go around it to go out. And she lives in Cabarete. And then my husband's brother, where we used to live there at one time in Sabaneta, the entire front, the gate was just pushed in force of the river. The river was not too far, but it came down, like it came way down. Flooding was terrible. I mean, the whole first floor, the water about 4 inches. It was, we had to go up, but on the second floor at a time. But it happened again. So I don't know what they're doing as far as, to me, I'll say, what about, don't you get it? Isn't the city going to send, the Army Corps of Engineers or something to see how they can fix it? Like, Colleen, you're not in America, Yeah, it is what it is. I'd recommend whenever you're going to rent a place or if you're going to buy somewhere, always go there when it's bad weather. You can see if there's any leaks, you can see if it's flooding, you can see what's going on. So I would definitely recommend that because we just we had a problem with filtration. Now, I've never heard of that back in the States, but apparently here it's a thing. And because of the rain, the roofs are flat, the water sits, it seeps in through the wall. We had mold everywhere. I made a couple of videos, so you guys can go check out my videos. I put them in the shorts on the what we experienced, what it was like living with all that mold, and we were getting sick, and we didn't have flooding, but we had filtration. It was really bad. Like the water was coming our light fixture, so we had to disconnect the lights, disconnected the bulbs, electrical, the water heater, that to have disconnected. And we were like being pushed out. We were sleeping in the living room for like 2 months. We couldn't sleep because I was in my bedroom and I'm feeling water dropping on my head. There's no hole. It's just so saturated. It comes through my closet, both closets, moldy, my clothes. I throw away clothes, shoes. I've never seen anything like it. So always, try to go when it's raining. If you're gonna rent a place, you can, they'll tell the truth, but they tell you. But where we just live, we liked it. And we talk about, economic. We're only paying $320 a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, and it was also brand new. But we left because that was just a good situation. The people were nice, very, very nice. There were some during the process, we realized that because we had to bring our friend who's like a maintenance man. He's like a well trade, and we would call him 12 o'clock at night. Can you come over? The lights were short. I don't know how we didn't have a fire. He would say, oh, the wires weren't good enough. They weren't sturdy enough. It was supposed to be copper. They used something else. And with the filtration, they didn't paint. There was something that they had to seal the walls after they finished building. They didn't. They just put like a coat, slap on some, and they were prime it and then paint it over with a sealant type of paint to prevent that. And it never happened. And then of course, because they didn't do it and it started raining, they never got a chance because it had to be totally dry for it to be done. So every time they tried to do it, it was raining. So at that point, we just said, you know what, enough is enough. We gave the landlord notice. The landlord lived in Spain. He was a real nice man. And he understood. We got our security back. We did leave some for whatever they had to do. We just said, okay, keep that part. And we left. Another point I want to make to renting, and this is just going a little off topic. We had a clause in our lease agreement. We didn't pay 12 months in advance, which was the deal they were trying to make. If you pay 12 months in advance, your rent drops by like $100. And I said, no, I don't, because I don't know what's going to happen. I'm not giving anybody 12 months in advance rent, but that's becoming a thing here now. So we did a one option to leave after 6 months with our full deposit returned. And that was a blessing in disguise, because I kept saying we have to live out our lease, and Ricardo kept, it was up 2 months ago. We've been here 9 months, 3 months ago. So that's how time flies. So at that point when we gave him notice, we had already, that 6 months was already up. There wasn't any issue with, oh, well, your lease and whatever. So just a little, FYI guys, when you're renting. And I'm going to go in I'll make another video about things that happen here that you should be aware of. Okay? So in conclusion, 2025, I believe, in opinion, is still a good destination for expats. Dominican Republic is thriving, it's growing, it's a bustling economy, beautiful beaches, great weather, great food, low cost living. There's still a lot more pros than cons, in my opinion. I know other people may have different opinions. So I still think it's a great place to relocate to, whether you're retired, whether you're a vet, and as a matter of fact, they have a lot of the vets. So there's a lot of vets here, so they're trying to provide for them. So that's also a plus if you're a veteran. But I still recommend it. The cost of living is still low in comparison to other parts of the world. If you're American, you know what I'm talking about. I know Canada is going through something too with their exploding inflation, and other parts of Europe and wherever. I still think it's a good price. You still get a lot. Your money goes a long way. I think the last time I checked, it was it's running between 58 and to $1. So your money still goes a long way. You shop in in the local areas, it'll go. If you're out every night eating dinner, partying, treating people, you're gonna spend money. You're gonna blow your money. If you're on a budget, whether you're a retiree like me, I'm semi-retired, you have to kind of change some things that you do. So I still recommend it going forward, and I would hope that I won't be wrong. Anyway, so leave in the comments, leave your comments, leave your questions, your comments, your thoughts. If you value from what I said, I hope you will subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to grow. It's free. I'm not asking for anything. Your comments, share your thoughts, watch some of my other videos, and I'm gonna keep making more. So I've been to do a whole series on about town, let's put it that way, just about like going to the grocery store or going to places that sell home decor, or places that sort of like Home Depot. That's my little about town series, and then videos that are more informative. So I try to cover a little bit for everybody, and I will, I'll keep it coming. So if my videos, or from this video especially, please like, subscribe, and share. Leave your comment below and let me know if there's anything that you'd like me to talk about. If there's any questions that you answer, that I can answer, don't hesitate to drop them in the comments. And hopefully I will see you on the next video. To watching. And if you're on your way to